Everybody, it's Calvin. Holy, my voice is still not quite where I want it to be. I don't know how long this is gonna last. But yeah, my voice. So anyway, so I just got an email from Mercedes, who is writing about like what's preventing her from having a business that you heard she deserves. And she mentions two things: time and fear. And time and money, when you see those as excuses, they're always, or as reasons why you can't do something, they're always an excuse at some level. And I don't mean to be flippant about this or minimize, whatever the situation is. Mercedes writes that she has a full-time job and 3 children at home, and 2 of whom have autism and all this stuff, and an ill husband who can't work. So I get it. There's a lot of stuff going on. So what you want? Sorry for fumbling around with my iPad here. So what you want to do in a situation like that is you want to be super focused, right? So whatever time that you can set aside, you need to set aside. And what you need to do is you need to make it a priority. If you want to make this happen, you need to make it a priority, so you do that first. You don't do all the chores and all the tasks and all that stuff first. You do the things that are most important first, and then you do all the other stuff. And by most important, I mean most important to you and your development, not to everybody else. So time is this like weird flexible thing, right? If you fill it up with the things that you really want to do, then it tends to expand. Whereas if you fill it up with all the things you don't want to do, then they end up sucking all the energy out of you and taking up all the time. And so instead of saying, I don't have time, look at how you're spending the time and the choices that you're making and how committed you really are to what it is that you say you don't have time for, and what you may be committed to instead in this moment, and how you might want to change that. So, for example, in this case, the other thing that she mentions that is a reason that prevents her is fear. And fear that's pretty much all what it always comes down to is some level of fear. And so usually, like if you are secretly scared of getting out there with your thing and maybe find out that you could fail, then you are going to come up with busy work to make sure that you don't have time to do the thing that you're scared would bring you somewhere. Like, for example, I was working with someone years ago who really wanted to write a book, and when we dove into it, and he wasn't writing that book, so it was a novel. And when we dug into it, it turned out that the reason why he wasn't writing it was... I think my wife's coming home or someone's making noise. Yep, that's my wife. So the reason he wasn't writing that book was that he was scared. Hey, honey, I'm recording. He was scared that if he wrote that book, he might realize that he wasn't a very good writer. You're on. It's fine. You're welcome. You can be on. That he wasn't a good writer. And so by not writing the book, he could stay away from realizing that fact about himself and stay in the dream and the illusion of, well, I'm a brilliant writer and author. I just haven't really realized it yet. That's a safer space to be than I tried it and I realized I suck at it and I gotta come up with another plan. Although, of course, if you get there, it's actually way better than keep, just living in that dream world. So, again, just to reiterate, if your excuses or your reason for not being able to do something or have something is time, you need to look past that and say, well, what's the deeper reason why? And how can I, at a practical level, how can I narrow down the scope to just the minimum? You can write a book in a half hour or an hour a day if you do it consistently over a year. If you can find that half hour in the morning or hour when everybody's out and before, or get up an hour earlier, whatever you need to do, that's enough for you to get moving, to actually do something. But if you're unconsciously kind of at cross purposes and scared of putting yourself out there and do it, or scared of whatever it is around it, could be many things, then no amount of time is going to make it happen. And then you're going to keep unconsciously manifesting situations where you don't have the time that you need to do this, because the commitment to not doing is actually bigger, right? So I see this all the time, these cross purposes, like I want, but I don't want. And consciously, rationally, we may say we want, but unconsciously, we're scared of it. We're committed to something else. I see it with all kinds of things, business, relationship, money, health, whatever. And as long as those cross purposes are there, you're not gonna succeed, because your unconscious mind wins every single time. That's just how it is. It's way more powerful. We're unconscious, we're acting out of our unconscious almost all of the time. So, Mercedes, that was my answer to your question. I hope it helps. Dig in and find out what is the smallest, simplest thing that you can do, and what is it that you're really scared of underneath all of this, and make a commitment. If you're ready for it, then make a commitment to whatever it is that you want to commit to, not in terms of outcome, but in how you're going to proceed with this. I commit to, taking, small baby steps every single day. Maybe write out a very detailed to-do list of what you need to do to get where you need to be going. I can talk about another tool another time about this, for this, that's actually super useful. And then commit to doing something every day, and commit to doing something to challenge your fears, because we need to, the only way that we can grow is to start doing things that scare us, because the fear that we have, all the things that we're afraid of, keep us boxed in this little box. And if we want to expand outside of that box, we need to start doing things we're scared of. And fear is amazing. Fear is fun. Fear is actually super exciting. Fear is excitement with a breath out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.